My name is Christopher Smith, ChristopherSmith, Mr. Generic.
Chris, we have been following you now for the last almost 3 years.
3 years, almost, yes.
Tell us about just reaction to what happened on Friday.
Woohoo! I mean, I was like, about damn time, about time. That's what my reaction was. And also to think that he gets 4 squares a day in a cot to live on the rest of his life. And I'm still recovering, dealing with this. The trauma it's caused my daughter and my family. But
how old is your daughter?
She's turned 12, so, yep. And she was 9 when I got shot. So I've missed 3 years, with her. My ex-wife and I, we had her 50-50. So it was just rough, I mean, I can handle this, but I mean, for my child to have to go through it, that's what hurts the most as a parent. I mean, because I can heal and I can get better. I'm pretty stubborn, I'm pretty tough, so I think I'm proving that and showing people that anything in life is possible, no matter what. If you want it, work hard enough, you can get it.
Tell us about overall. The trial was last week.
Yes.
Your mom went. I know. You were here. Tell us about what you heard that maybe was the most. You knew the evidence, so what was the most substantial that stood out to you?
Well, knowing that he actually drove up there to Farmersville at 7 o'clock, at 11 o'clock, and then at 1 a.m., knowing that I have a hollow point bullet in my head. He was fired by a Hellcat 9mm. The hollow point should have went around and around like a blender and came out the other side of my head. But this is what happened that night. So he apparently came to my back side door of my house, ripped open the storm door, and then apparently we were in the kitchen cooking a pizza. She saw this happen. She went to move the fridge in front of the door, and then apparently I got down like this to hold the door. He fired to the door, and that's when the bullet came in my head.
When you guys were on that date that night, did she ever say anything about him, or?
I don't remember her. I don't remember anything about her. I mean, and I look up and I'm like, I wish you would have, because I never would have went out there. I had just started my own business. I had my daughter 50% of the time, and I literally was living the dream. I really was.
Tell us about that dream. Who you were.
I had just started my own business. I was a single dad. I had a beautiful house, a bunch of land, and I mean, what more could you ask for? I mean, I had everything. That we all take things for granted. That's why I always tell everybody, appreciate that you can tie your shoes with one hand. You can button your shirt. I mean, just like, don't take anything for granted. We only have so much time on this earth, and savor every second that you have of it.
Clearly, he had defense attorneys. He was trying to, he's never pled not guilty overall.
Yeah, they didn't really have, they didn't have a defense. They really didn't. They tried to say something about a fight in the kitchen and that there was a long knife with the white handle. Well, that was the knife I always used to cut my pizza. I mean, I'm a creature of habit, all right? If I would go out to the bar and have a few drinks, I would come home at night. I'd always make a pizza, always, like ritual. I'm just a creature of habit. I mean, that's like my Mama Lucia's, always had to have Mama Lucia's pizza. But, so the knife. But the best line of the closing arguments is when Andrew, the prosecuting state's attorney, said, there was no fight in the house. The only thing Chris was fighting, he was fighting death. And I don't know if this gets a little too gory, but I have to say this because this actually makes me kind of chuckle. No, I mean, now that I've come this far and where I'm at, but so after he shot me, I apparently got up and I started trying to move around my kitchen, trying to grab myself up my kitchen table, knocking chairs all over the place, destroying my kitchen, trying to reach my phone on the counter. And all the meantime, while it's happening, I have a squirt full of blood going everywhere, all over the kitchen. So that's where all the overspray came from. And then my buddy who found me, Denny Hobson, the EMT chief of Farmersville, Illinois, he's like, son, only you, Chris. And when he came in, I had very faint pulse, if any at all, he said. And he screamed my name, Chris, Chris, Chris. And he said, I took a big gasp of air, and I said, Denny, I'm freaking freezing. And then I was out into a coma. And I remember none of this. This is everything. That's all secondhand for me. So.
It also makes sense where you're because the door was open, right? Or it was the air, and it was
Yeah,
for this?
the glass is broken out. It's old style three panel old farm door, like the skeleton T, like old single pane glass. So yeah, it was pretty cold in there. And then my dog Tiki was cuddled up next to me on the floor. So somehow I was shot against the door. I moved around the kitchen and I got back to the door. I guess I was trying to get out of there. I mean, I wish I could remember. I really do wish I could.
Your life has forever changed from that moment.
I lost everything. I've lost my life without being killed.
To hear that he was guilty, did that do anything for you?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, it's like, thank you, Lord. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Now I can finish my book and get that out and start helping people.
Tell us about a couple more questions, and we'll go dive into a little bit about where you are at and what you're wanting to do. He could spend 76 years in prison.
Yes.
That's not even including potentially maybe for the murder for hire and everything.
Correct. Yes.
Thoughts on him spending he will spend most likely the rest of his life.
I really wish that Illinois had the death penalty. That's what I wish. And I mean, I should, yeah.
Anything that you would say to him? I know you're going to have your
Anything?
statement.
Oh.
What are you hoping to say?
I have a lot of things I'm say to him. Some things I can't say on camera, but I'm going to be like, hey, you couldn't be a real man if you wanted to have a fight with me. If you couldn't handle this, why don't you just find me on the street and duke it out the old-fashioned way? You know, you took the easy way out, and that's the way of a coward.
What are you going to, have you already started your victim impact statement, or what are you hoping to say?
Oh, I've already got him ahead. That he took my life, and what he did to the trauma he's caused my little girl and my family. I mean, he literally took my life without killing me. I mean, literally. I mean, I have half a shell of a body, but
Yeah, tell us about where your body is today.
I mean,
everything.
my left arm still doesn't really work, but I mean, it's starting to come back a little bit. I'm able to stop. I got to talk to my hand sometimes and listens. And then with my leg, I mean, I've got the bioness, but I mean, I work out 5 days a week and I just keep going. I don't stop. And like I tell everybody else in life, man, no matter how bleak things look, it will get better. And if you want anything, you can get it. I mean, if I can come back from the deathbed, I mean, I should be confined to a hospital bed on a ventilator. And I have defied all the odds. And you all can too.
Hearing that he was guilty, does that give some hope and trust in this process or in humanity?
Well, it puts my trust in the judicial system. Yes, it does. Yeah. But I mean, like I said, there was so much overwhelming evidence. He was found casing the city of Farmersville on several Ring cameras, on gas station cameras.
Wasn't he Googling things?
Oh, yeah. He Google searched me. He paid I guess you can go do like a search for people, on the internet or whatever. And he paid to search me. I mean, I guess the tracker died in her car. So he was just driving around town and trying to find it. I don't know. But he said, he did say this in the trial, I'm a very smart individual. No, you ain't, Bobby Tarr. You're an idiot. And the only one that's winning this is me. You're the loser, buddy.
Tell us about where you are now with what you are wanting to do with your life.
Well, I would love to go back to running my country doing general contracting, but thank the Lord, I have a voice and I can sing. So I have started my band up again, and we are playing all over St. Louis area. We have a show. We're playing at least 2-3 times a month, all the way through fall now. You can go to @DriverSTL on Facebook and look up for a schedule. Sorry, shameless plug, I have to do it. I'm sure this will get edited out, but
And then tell us about what you're wanting to do with the book.
Well, and I'm also, I signed a book deal back in January, and I'm releasing the book. I'd say, let's see, I have to go July 1st to give my closing statements for his sentencing. And then I plan on doing a soft launch for the book, I'd say by the end of summer, and the hard launch by the beginning of fall. And it's going to be entitled My Deadly First Date. Oh my gosh, into my phone. Oh my gosh.
What is it going to be called?
My Deadly First Date, a story of survival, inspiration.
It's the biggest message in there.
Yes. And I want everybody to read it from the beginning to end because there's so much in there that's nothing's that the news and the newspapers that the TV stations and newspapers have reported. An in-depth look at my recovery, what I've went through, and how I know angels are for real. I did have not an out of body, but a near-death experience, so to speak. But I have proof of that. I'm not a cuckoo crazy guy, but there's something out there after this, and I have proof. I really, really, really have legitimate proof, and it's pretty cool.
When people are going to watch this, what's the biggest message that you want them to take away from listening to you?
Ladies, if you're in a violent relationship, get out, number one. And number two, folks, don't ever give up on anything in life. Never give up. Just keep on trucking. Anything is possible. I mean, even if it's like some little goal you want to set for yourself, or say you're fighting cancer. I have a woman who's got stage 4 pancreatic cancer who I met on the remote last year, and we talk every day. She's like, I give her hope and inspiration. And that helps me, really helps me, knowing that I'm helping her make a difference in her life. For instance, there's a family out of North Carolina. This woman's son, 13 years old, was hit by a stray bullet in the head. She saw me on national news, and she's contacted, and we were in constant contact with her also.
So you connected with other people that are really going through it or gun violence?
Yes, a lot. I mean, there's a lot of people that apparently they say I'm helping them, so I guess that's why I'm still here, is to help inspire and motivate. So that's what I'm planning on doing. And I would like to do speaking engagements. It's kind of hard to book gigs like that, but so I think they'll eventually come with the book deal and whatnot. So
when do you think that book will come out?
Well, like I said, I plan my soft launch for the end of summer. The launch of it, I'd say, be early fall.
Anything else you want to add or include, or anything that you think is important, or anything just kind of following the trial?
I want to thank Andrew Affronti in the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department. You guys rock. Thank you so much. Andrew, you're a great man. I appreciate it. One paisano to another. You're awesome.
Anything else?
No, that's it.